Hello everybody, how's it going guys? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little daily transfer news video for you. How are we all doing today? Lots to talk about guys, there's some breaking news, we're going to be getting into that in a moment. But great to see you all in here. Rush Mano, ZX Flames, the Cape Cadet, G-Wolf, Eileen O'Leary, Josh Strain, G-Wolf United, the Cape Cadet again. Everybody, thank you very much for getting in. So the latest breaking news then, lads and lasses, is that Manchester United have officially made a bid. Well, this is what's being reported anyway. Have officially made a bid to Borussia Dortmund. So we finally, officially opened up negotiations again. Once again with Borussia Dortmund in order to get the transfer agreed for the sale of Jadon Sancho. So big news, guys, coming through the wire right now. We'll be getting into all of this, guys. So get your initial thoughts and reaction in the live chat. Do us a favor, hit the like button at the start of the stream as well. Give it a share, and that'll help us get it out there, my friends. So just a short while ago, Fabrizio Romano's come out and said that Manchester United have reached an agreement with Sancho's camp on personal terms until 2026. So a 5-year deal, lads and lasses. Has been agreed, and reports, or as per reports, I should say, from Fabrizio Romano and Bild and other various different news outlets are currently reporting this also. Get in there, my son! Come on, Jadon Sancho! We've got to get this guy in, man. Hopefully sooner rather than later as well. We're going to cover all the different facets of this news story right now, guys. So, Sancho's camp understood to have agreed terms, personal terms with Manchester United. This happened last year, of course. This isn't anything really new. We understand that he wants to join the club. He's desperate to join the club. He wants to play for Manchester United. He wanted to come last summer. Didn't happen. We reached personal terms with him last summer. Didn't happen. But it's been agreed again now, my friends. So big news. This is obviously fantastic for Solskjaer because he wants to get his man in there. If this is the case, obviously, and the personal terms have been agreed. Doesn't mean that the deal's actually going to happen, though. Because, look, this is what he goes on to say. He says, negotiations have now started with Borussia Dortmund, a £95 million Euro price tag. No agreement yet. Man United now feel Sancho is closer, as Jan-Arne Fjortoft has said. So we've restarted negotiations with Borussia Dortmund for the official transfer of Jadon Sancho. We've agreed personal terms with the player. Come on, this is hopefully some good movement. Let's get this guy in. So as you can see that by the thumbnail, there's also reports to say that there's a slight possibility, and I personally think this is unfounded because I just don't understand the logistics behind it. But I guess you can obviously do sort of remote satellite medicals and all this kind of thing. But there are some reports to say from various different sources that there's a possibility that United could get the deal done before the Euros, which in my opinion is very, very unlikely. But I would love to see it, guys. I would absolutely love to see it. You think about what sort of a boost that would give us going into the Euros to be able to watch Jadon Sancho play for England, knowing that he is a Man United player. That'd be awesome. Only concern is if he got bloody injured. But yes, there's a small possibility that could happen. I'd probably give it a 2% chance. Logistically, I don't understand it with how it would happen. He's training with the England squad. Would Southgate let him leave to leave the squad and leave the camp to actually negotiate with or get the contract signed, etc. with Manchester United? I mean, this is a strange scenario. We have seen incidences like that before in the past. When players are on international duty and they're allowed to just sloke off for a cheeky little contract signing. That does happen. But it's unlikely, guys. I mean, what do you guys think? Get in the live chat. What do you think the chances are that United sign? Give me a percentage chance. What do you think in the live chat that the chances are that United sign Jadon Sancho before the Euros? I'm going to give it a 2% chance, guys. That's my personal opinion on it. Let me just shout out whoever else has got in here. We've got Aaron Bainbridge. How's it going? Rush Mano. Dante. Hello, my friend. He says, imagine a front three of Rashford, Greenwood and Sancho. Dude, and what's impressive about that is that could be the case for the next decade because they're all so young and think about how good they are now. But let's think about how good they will be, you know, in 5 years' time. Could be unbelievable. Eileen O'Leary. How's it going, Eileen? Come on, Eileen. She says, that would be unreal. Get in there, my son. Let's get your percentages in there. 1% says Jordan Harrison. 0% says the Cape Cadet. 0% says Eileen O'Leary. I mean, 0's a bit harsh, guys. There is still an outside chance that could happen. That's why I said 2%. Jonathan Gallagher says 13. Hey there, Kayam. Yes, you missed a little bit. We'll get into it. Diesel Daily, Mr. Leo G. Jordan Harrison, guys. Thanks for getting in here. Yes, so What you've missed basically is just that there's a latest revelation in the Manchester United transfer pursuit of Jadon Sancho. It's been reported by Bild today. So this is basically the story. According to German outlet Bild, United have opened discussions by tabling our first official offer. It's around about a £60 million bid, and it's set to be rejected, or it has been rejected by Dortmund because they value him closer to around about £80 million, and we're offering in the region of £60 million. We're expected to make a higher bid though, but this is the thing. Because of the way that Manchester United operates and the team of recruitment and everything, there is a very strong chance that this just gets done right at the end of the window again. This is all just, that's why I said we've got a 2% chance of signing him before the Euros. It's really realistically not going to happen. You know how the board and you know how the club operates in signing players. We'll milk this one all summer long. We'll try and get it as cheap as possible. We've gone on with another low bid, it sounds like. A £60 million bid is what's being reported. Now, we don't know the exact figures, but those are the reports. We all know that they're not going to want any, or accept any less than, say, £80 million for Jadon Sancho. I mean, we went there last year and we lowballed them and we tried to finance the deal and offer them this up front and offer them this down the line. And seems like they're probably going to be doing that again. But either way, we need to sweeten the deal, make it not so insulting. Because right now, he is one of the hottest properties in world football in the terms of being a really young world star and one of the future best players in the world. So you've got to pay for that, guys. So this is part of a long negotiation process at United. You know that our board and everybody involved is going to be trying to get this deal done for as cheap as possible. That's just how we operate. Very rarely do we get a deal done soon, only if it's already a ridiculously cheap deal, a la Donny van der Beek, or we've got somebody who can help us on the other side, a la Edwin van der Sar. Otherwise, it's a long, drawn-out saga, such as every other signing we've made, whether it's Slappington Maguire, whether it's bloody Bruno Fernandes, whoever it is, it's always a long, drawn-out process, so this will probably be no different, guys. So, yeah, my initial feeling is it will be after the Euros, probably towards the end of the window. I mean, I would hope that we would get him in before the start of the season so he can have a pre-season. But this is United we're talking about here. We're melters. One thing I would say is, though, guys, it's also a bit risky for United not to have negotiated further or earlier than this, in my opinion. Because, yeah, people like to say about the transfer, the situation, maybe you shouldn't sign him because the Euros only could get injured. Well, okay, but as I was talking about the other day, he could also have a blinder in the tournament and then his price tag gets increased, or perhaps another club's interested in bringing him in. I mean, there's reports that Chelsea are monitoring the situation and they could muscle their way in should Manchester United take a long old time about it, which is unlikely at this moment in time, but you just never know. Look, we tried to get him all last summer and we failed. It was an absolute disgrace. It looks like we're probably in for another one of those this season, guys. That's my personal opinion on it. Okay, let's get into the comment section for a second, see what you guys' initial reaction is. Talk MU, how you doing, sir? He says, just pay the fucking money, United, you clowns. This is why we lose players to rivals. Absolutely, sir. Do you remember that time when we were possibly going to be signing Pedro? Do you remember that? It was like, oh, United are signing Pedro. He's a good player, obviously. Oh, hang on a sec. No, he's gone to Chelsea. I hope it's not another situation like that, guys. Or Eden Hazard. Remember the Eden Hazard situation as well. Just getting mugged off. We need to sign these goddamn players. Jadon Sancho has to come. I agree, Talking. You just pay the money and get him in sooner rather than later. What are we talking about here? What is the difference in negotiation? How much are you going to save come the end of the window? 5 million euros? 10 million euros at max? Probably not. So in all reality, they're just being tight, stingy bastards in order to try and save a bit of cash, aren't they? It's only banter says Goldbridge is 90% club again. Oh, for fuck's sake, mate. Well, this is it. I mean, I'm still being realistic. I'm still saying it's probably 60, 70%. That it's looking good, the outlook's good. But guess what? We were in this exact same situation last year, guys, at this sort of time. So don't get your knickers in a twist and think that this is already done. Trust me, there's still plenty of length to go on this one, I think. If you look at last season, the negotiation, I hope I'm wrong, by the way. I hope he does sign before the Euros. Like I said, there's some people talking about that, but I personally think that's bullshit. And it would be, if we do sign him, it would be right at the end of the window, but it will be a long drawn out process. But if you look at how last summer went, the negotiations, if you're basing it on that, all these things happened again last season, the personal terms, the negotiations with the club, and it all came to nothing. So just the fact that this news has come out, just the fact Fabrizio's reporting and Bild are reporting that there's an official bid been opened and by Manchester United doesn't mean jack shit, guys. Doesn't really mean that he's a Man United player. It does look like he's going to be a United player. We went for him all last summer. So why would we go back and negotiate with them again if we weren't truly serious about bringing this player in soon? So, my gut instinct is we are definitely going to sign him. Well, not definitely, we can't use the word definitely, but we are probably going to sign him. That's why I'm giving it a 60 or 70%. But realistically, you can't say it's a really high percentage like that because this is United we are talking about. Fuck Ben White, says the Cake Cadet. Bit harsh. Hey guys, do us a favour and smash the thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. Do leave a cheeky little like on it. I can see there's 40 of you legends watching. Only 20 likes. Let's smash that number up there. See if we can compete with some of the bigger multi-tier channels, etc. Smash the thumbs up. Give it a share if you haven't done, and get your thoughts and opinions in here. Nathan Best says, handy thing is that a possible medical could literally happen in the England camp. That's quite interesting. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They could have just allocate a little bit of time for Sancho to go ahead and do that. We could fly somebody in, and the contracts, of course, could be signed. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. Like, that's what some of the reports are saying, is that Sancho is possibly signing before or during the Euros, which would be absolutely preposterous. That won't happen. But maybe before, I guess, is a tiny bit possible. 2% chance, guys. Realistically, you're talking towards the end of the window because United will want to negotiate and get as cheap a deal as they possibly can. Okay, then. So, some other news. So, yes, Bild, basically first official offer. This is what Man United are offering. So, in terms of the amount of money in euros, I'll just give you the information. So, basically, it's around about, I think it's 70 million euros. Actually, I don't have the euro figure, but around about 60 million pounds, which is actually, I think that's what, 80 million euros? Hey, I don't know. I'm not sure about what the current conversion rate is, but 80 million pounds is the sort of figure we should be looking at. 100 million euros, somewhere around about that. You can stack it which way you want and put it in, installments, but realistically, most up front and get the job done. It's not really rocket science. He's worth that sort of money. He's going to be a top player. Okay, so yes, Christian Falk, obviously at Bild, there's some more information from him. He says there have been first negotiations between Dortmund and Man United for a transfer of Sancho, but the first intended sum of money from United is too low, again, like in 2020. So United going in there with another low ball offer. It's kind of fucking sickening, isn't it? I mean, what the fuck is the matter with our club, honestly? We're such a bunch of low ball melters. We spent all last summer doing this, guys. Why are we wasting their time, our time, the fans' time, everybody's time? Maybe it's just part of the PR machine at United. It gives me paranoia about the club, guys, that they're just doing this for the sake of being linked and having these names out there and looking like they're doing some work when actually they're just going to end up signing bloody Wilfried Zaha come the end of the window or something, like take a cheap option. Wouldn't surprise me at all, my friends. But that's the latest anyway. There's some other reporters to come out and say that United have offered a 70 million euros for Jadon Sancho, according to Bild. This is 20 million euros off of Borussia Dortmund's asking price. Unbelievable, isn't it? And we're about, Tom McDermott reporting about 17.5 million short at the moment. So that's the difference, guys. 17.5 million pounds. We've offered 60. They want about 80. Let's have a vote in the live chat, everybody. Let's be realistic right now. It's a global pandemic. How much money should Manchester United pay to bring in Jadon Sancho in this summer transfer window? Have your say in the live chat. Let me know. I will tell you my opinion, which I do think that they're absolutely justified wanting 80 million pounds for Jadon Sancho. So I would say 80 million pounds. He's worth that, in my opinion. Okay, he's not proven in the Premier League, but he is proven in the Bundesliga, which is a great standard league. The Champions League, he's been getting goals and assists for days every single season he's been there. It's been very impressive stats-wise. It's a different animal coming in to do it to the Premier League. We've seen players come in many times, whether it's your Shinji Kagawas or whoever who come in, who can't replicate that same quality form that they showed in the Bundes. But even so, the guy's 20. So for somebody who's that age, who's that good, who has that much raw potential and desire, because he does seem like somebody that's motivated and committed, I would say, leaving City to go there at 17 and better himself. Those are some important things to consider. Quality is rare, and he is young. So when you factor those in, he could be one of the world's best players in the future. So you've got to pay a reasonable fee for that. Dizzy Red Devil, hello, you legend. He says, hello, Pig. And all of you legends just got on. Hope you're all well. Thank you, Dizzy Red Devil. Yeah, not too shabby, mate. I haven't been up long. My voice is still a bit croaky. I haven't been up long, guys. So, yeah, this is a bit early for me still. Dante comments, can anyone else see Martial plus cash for this deal? Fucking idiots. Great. Yes, I've talked about this in the past as well. I think that Dortmund actually would make sense as a destination for Martial. He's getting still top football, top Champions League football, etc. Makes a heck of a lot of sense for all parties considered, don't we? I mean, what would you say Martial's valuation is? 50 million? It's just whether or not they would want him, but in my opinion, they should. I mean, they'd be getting a more experienced player in some ways, who would actually probably relish the opportunity because he would be first name on the team sheet over there, probably. Hey there, Bell. He comments, I think you could play Slabby and Koundé/Varane, be solid, same with White, but don't feel them together would be epic. Yeah, so there's some more reports to come out today that the basis for Ben White's link at Manchester United is, it's pretty fair. Ben White, this is Manchester Evening News reporting this, that Ben White is among Manchester United centre-back targets for the summer ahead, with Solskjaer keen to recruit a partner for Harry Maguire. I mean, I don't want to see it, guys, to be fair. He's a good player, he's a decent player, but if we're putting all our eggs in Ben White this season for centre-back, that is a gamble I do not want to see. I want to see us go for somebody more proven and more experienced. That's Guff! He's had one Premier League bloody season in the top flight, played 109 minutes of international football. Don't take the piss, Boris. Definitely don't want to see him coming in. Okay, so, yes, Jan-Arne Fjortoft as well has come out this morning and just said that in regards to Sancho, Manchester United and Sancho are getting closer. #development. That's what he said. And then in regards to the latest news, of course, it has then been reported that Manchester United have opened up official channels again and are trying to reach an agreement with Dortmund. We've had a first bid, which has been understood to have been rejected because it's too damn low. Okay, just one little thing, then we'll get into the comment section and see what you guys think about this latest breaking news. But Harry Maguire, great to see him back in training. So Harry Maguire steps up return. He's had a fitness boost ahead of the Euros. He's been pictured taking part in an England training session as he continues to recover from injury. He's been out of action since suffering an ankle ligament injury at Aston Villa on the 9th of May, which forced him to miss the final, of course. Final matches of the campaign. So, yes, I mean, that's obviously good news. I think it's good news for England because as much as I think Slabby is a good player but not a great player, he's still a much-needed player for both club and country. Like, he is our best centre-back, and he is England's best centre-back, in my opinion. I mean, okay, you can argue, John Stones, but I personally do think Maguire's better. So, yeah, it's good. It's good. We need him in the England team, definitely. Like, he was very, very impressive for us in the World Cup. We need that sort of character in the team. Shame he can't do it for United, but let's hope he can do it for England. He can do it for United. I've just triggered G-Wolf, by the way, there by saying that. He's going, he's mad. So that's just a little bit of news in regards to our captain, guys, training back with the England team. C. Morris is pulling out my hair because Man United is scared to get ruthless in their negotiations. Oh, big time. Yes, absolutely. Very, very... what's the word? Tepid. We're so slow with negotiating with these teams. We're not prepared to pay the money early doors and get the deals done. With big boost for Harry, says Steve at FC. Yes, absolutely. Don't know about that, Diesel Daily. There's a lot of stuff I've got to do today, mate. 10-ton man says probably offered a packet of Jaffa cakes. Sancho's the man, says Diane Vickers. Yes, Diane, that's the one, isn't it? He's the one. I mean, we still need to go and get Raphael Varane. There's a few revelations about that. Also, just in regards to, basically statements to say that Manchester United are going to sign one of Raphael Varane, Pau Torres this season. So, so yes, this is some information here that there's a slight possibility that there can be an agreement before the Euros. This is quite interesting. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it could happen before the Euros, but it's very, very unrealistic in regards to Jadon Sancho. Let's see what you guys have got to say then in the live chat, my friends, about this topic. I know Youssef says, you've been trying to sign Sancho for the past 3 years. Dude, it's been a saga of absolute just shite, really. I'm sick and tired of it, to be fair. I mean, I'd rather we just bloody moved on to somebody else, to be fair, at this stage. I've had enough. But no, look, I want to get Jadon Sancho. He's obviously the player for us for the next decade who's going to do the business in that right wing position. That is a problem area for us. Greenwood was quite good there for the second half of the season, but he's not really truly a right winger, in my opinion. I think if you actually look at his best position, it's probably striker. So we should use him to deputise for Cavani this season at number 9. See if Martial can be moved on to Dortmund or sold elsewhere, because I don't know if he's going to feature in the side. That way you've got a front three in the future once Cavani's gone, of Rashford, Greenwood and Sancho. It does sound pretty amazing to be able to put those players in there and watch them develop for the next decade. So yes, I'd be very, very happy with that. Okay, it might not be ready-made. It might not be, the experience or the age and the wisdom of a player like Edinson Cavani up there when you've got a few young players in there. But they're all great prospects. I mean, in those 3 players, I mean, Rashford less so, I suppose, just because he's older and also inconsistent, but maybe his injury problems this season have hampered him. But Rashford, but certainly Sancho and Greenwood, you look at their potential and they could easily be amongst the very best players in the world in a few years' time. And already for players that are their age, that are teenager, or, in Mason Greenwood's case, a teenager, and Sancho when he was a teenager up until now, incredible stats, very, very impressive. So it definitely bodes well if you can sign a player like Sancho for the front 3 going forward. It doesn't help the centre-back problem. That still needs to be addressed, but, hopefully we address that this summer window also. Tim Sir comments, the first bid rejected, second bid incoming, discussions moving fast. Let's hope so, Tim Sir. I hope you're right. I mean, knowing Manchester United, it's very unlikely that we'll rush to make this deal happen, because otherwise, we would have done many deals a lot sooner. We basically spent 1.5 years trying to get Bruno Fernandes in, and look what a great player he was for us. And that was all just to save a few £1 million. We got him for a really cheap deal in the end. I think everybody could have been justified, Manchester United spending 75 million on Bruno. In the end, they spent like 60 or 56 or whatever it was. A ridiculously good deal for United, which took them 18 months to get. But they should have got him a year before and just paid a little bit of extra money. And that way, what they'd lost in transfer fee, they'd have probably made up for in league position and other revenue, to be fair. So I don't understand that personally. I think it's better to get these guys in. And I will say, Solskjaer wants these guys in early. I mean, this summer's not so key because the European Championships are on. So he can't even work with any of these players any earlier. Plus, they have a break anyway in the summer, and then they come back for training. So, but he will want, if I was Solskjaer, I would want most of my transfer business wrapped up by that point. I would want Jadon Sancho to be coming to Manchester United's training on the same day that Maguire and Wan-Bissaka and everybody else is coming back to training as well. That's what I would want if I'm Solskjaer, because of course you want time to be able to work with these new signings and get them bedded into the team so they can actually play in your system and get that fluidity and understanding with your teammates. Of course you do, and just bed in general. It's a new city, it's a new country, it's a place where obviously you've got to just settle in. So it doesn't help anybody coming in last minute in a slapdash situation a la Telles or Cavani last transfer window. Doesn't help anybody to do that. So I think it is pretty important that we get the business done early. Just for Solskjaer and the player, Sancho will want to get the business done early, whether it's players like Trippier or Varane or Pau Torres or anybody like that. I guess they would want to get the business done early so they can settle into a new club too. That's just how it goes. They've all got the European Championship, so there is really no rush. That's what kind of makes me think that United won't get this deal done before the Euros, because look at our track record, but also the Euros are on this summer, so there's just no real rush in order to get it done. In a way, it makes sense to wait it out and just see if the player's still fit come the end of the campaign. I get that too. So yes, I think you'll probably see Manchester United's business done, hopefully, just after the Euros this summer. Not right at the end of the window like they did last year. I think we've opened up negotiations and started this official bid and done all this today because we are seriously trying to sign him soon, but we're not going to be trying to sign him imminently like right now. I think we'll be looking to sign him after the Euros, but well before the start of the season and well before the end of the transfer window, in my humble opinion. Now, history would say that I'm talking rubbish because look at what we do, but I just think, why would they go back and start the official negotiations now with Dortmund and agree personal terms with the player on a 5-year contract if they're not serious about getting him done soon? That doesn't mean now or during the Euros, but certainly just after the Euros makes sense for everybody involved. Solskjaer gets his player in who he can work with and bed in the team. Sancho gets to come in and settle down. And it just makes perfect sense to get all your business done as early as you humanly possibly can. Yo-Yo Sin Games, how are you doing today, guys? How are you doing? Great to see you. The big guy comments, if nothing happens today, it will be after the Euros. Absolutely. I'm with you on that one, yeah. There should be plenty of movement from Manchester United in terms of negotiation if they actually seriously want to get him done today. So you may be hearing a little bit more later if that is the case. But realistically, as I've said, it's a 2% chance we sign him before the Euros. He is with the England team. He is with the England squad, so can he break away and do that? Would Southgate permit that? I suppose he would. It's just a contract signing. It's just to conduct a medical or whatnot. And of course, they could have obviously staff on site that could do this, that could assist us. We can fly a team in. It's really not a big deal. You can get a deal done if you really want to get a deal done. So there's an outside chance that could happen, but the most likely outcome is this is just the start of proceedings for United to be able to, negotiate over the next month, over the next period where the European Championships are on, and try and get not the personal terms because they've already been agreed, but try and get the transfer fee agreed with Borussia Dortmund so that they will be happy to accept that amount and we can get Jadon Sancho in. 39 likes. Hey, everybody, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Griffo Chaz says, question, when does the new shirt come out? Answer, mid-July. Question, when is Sancho signing and putting up the shirt? Answer, mid-July. I like what you did there, Griffo. It's a very, very good point as well. Yeah, commercially, is there any real rush to sign him right now? Everybody's going to be buying England shirts right now with Jadon Sancho on, arguably. You know what I mean? Because of the Euros. That's an interesting point. Do people have an extra 50 or 60 quid to buy a United shirt when the Euros are on, or are they going to buy a Jadon Sancho England shirt for the Euros? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Good point, Griffo Chaz. Maybe you won't be seeing Manchester United rush to do this business because of that. Hey, thank you very much for subscribing, my friend. We just got a new subscriber, MadDog1288. And Inathi Bam, thank you very much for subscribing. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, you can hit that subscribe button if you want, my friends. Connor Spring, how are you today, sir? He says Sancho would be a huge addition to the team. Hope the deal goes and works out. Yes, definitely, mate. Yeah, they just got to get it done now. I'm just sick of fanning around and talking about this deal. It's literally a saga that it's a fucking joke, isn't it? Really, guys, the way that we've dealt with this Sancho situation, especially last summer. So if they actually did want to try and increase their reputation with the fan base, getting them in early makes a lot of sense. I've talked about this loads, guys. Get them in early, get the fans on board for the summer. All the Glazers outers and stuff. Some of them will be a little bit quieter, I believe, if you signed a player like Jadon Sancho right now. Everybody would be buzzing about getting Jadon Sancho in. Me personally, I'd still want the Glazers out and I would hate them, but at the same time, I would say, okay, at least they've actually given us fans something this summer and they've showed a bit of intent at the start of the window. Rather than doing what they usually do and dragging out, they showed a bit of intent, and I would say, oh, fair enough, then that is something. You know what I mean? That is something. We are the best Swans, says, can we just get Jadon Sancho? Let's see. The big guy comments, maybe they get him signed today. Oh, that's true. Sorry, I read that one, didn't I? We need to get Haaland. Absolutely, yeah. Don't think that's going to happen, though. He's going to Chelsea or somewhere else. There's no way United end up with Haaland this window. I'm just going to say it right now. No bloody way. We won't pay the money. We won't pay the weekend fee. No chance. Not on top of Sancho and not on top of a centre-back who we need to sign as well, which we definitely need to sign. Okay, then, so just a couple of other things that I wanted to get into here very, very quickly. So for anybody who's just joining us, I'll give you the latest update. So according to Build and Fabrizio Romano and various different outlets, transfer negotiations have officially begun between Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund for the sale of Jadon Sancho. Also, Fabrizio Romano reporting a little while ago today that Jadon Sancho's team has reached an agreement with Manchester United for the personal terms. So understood to be a 5-year contract. That is all agreed, done and dusted as far as reports per Fabrizio and Build. So yes, we've submitted our first official bid. It's understood they want about 90 million euros for him, maybe a little bit more than that. And Manchester United have put in an offer somewhere in the region of about 70 million euros, which is far below Dortmund's valuation of the player, around about 20 million euros or 20 million pounds, somewhere in that region, short of what Borussia Dortmund actually wants. So it's classic low ball bullshit tactics again by Manchester United here. But at the end of the day, it's a negotiation process. It's an initial bid. And if you've got to start the negotiation somewhere. You don't just want to go in and give them what they want straight away. Of course, I get that, but you still have to negotiate quickly here, hastily. If you do want to get the player, don't drag this out all summer long, basically. But it's progress anyway, guys. That is what I would say. The key thing about this is there's progress from Manchester United. There's progress with the club talking to Borussia Dortmund. And there's progress with the player having agreed personal terms again with Manchester United for a new deal. The saga continues. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. We the best Swans. I appreciate it, my man. Thank you very, very much. Right, okay then. So, yeah, that's basically the latest news in regards to Jadon Sancho and stuff, guys. Get your thoughts and opinions in here. Thank you, Mad Dog. Appreciate it. Ian Dawn says, what's to say the big shirt unveiling wouldn't be for Varane rather than Sancho? Good point, good point. I mean, I guess they're both just massive named players who would both have massive boost commercially to shirt sales if they came in, so it's a good point. I mean, Sancho's the sexy signing out of the two of them, isn't he? Because he's the attacking player, he's the young future star. So maybe you would, I think you probably would sell more sets number 7, Jadon Sancho. So actually, it wouldn't be number 7, would it? Because of Cavani. I wonder who's going to get the number 7, guys. Cavani's got the number 7. Anyway, what I'm saying is you probably would sell more Sancho shirts than the Varane shirts just because he's an attacking player. But Varane is obviously would be a big name signing as well. That's the player I actually want to sign before the Euros. You know, that's the player I'd actually like to see signing. Huge fan of the channel. Thank you, Yorgo M. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much for getting in here. Yeah, well, this is what this is. It's just I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on all the latest news on Manchester United Daily. And you guys can get involved in the live chat. We've got great community of legends here who like to have their say. So get your thoughts and opinions in. You know, we welcome everybody here, even rival fans, opposition fans, as long as you're respectful. Get your thoughts and opinions in the live chat and have your say about Jadon Sancho, Manchester United's pursuit of him, anything you want to discuss. Sin Games, Sancho is last year's improvement. Everyone around us is upgrading further. We need Haaland, CDM, centre-back, backup, right-back. Wow, what a great comment. Yes, you're right. He should have been last year's improvement. You're so right. And a centre-back should have been last year's improvement as well. That's what's so sickening about our recruitment process and everything. It's so long and drawn out. We should have got a top-quality centre-back in last year. We all knew that we needed one then too, but we still didn't do anything about it. But yeah, oh yeah, if we don't end this, I mean, okay, the right-back backup, you know, we could live without that. I think it's great to sign a player like Kieran Trippier, who gives you that experience and those set pieces and something different going forward. Great delivery. Different to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's more of a defensive-minded wingback. And he's better defensively. Kieran Trippier's better attacking-wise. That gives you depth. But at the same time, you know, there's other areas of the team that are more important. The Varane signing would be key. A CDM signing would be absolutely key. Arguably, that's more key than getting Sancho in. We have Diallo and Greenwood there at the moment. It's light in those areas. We need definitely a top quality player there as well. Somebody with a little bit more experience, in my opinion. Sancho does have a little bit more experience, so he makes sense. But really, the CDM role is just as important as the centre-back role. That's a key problem area for us. Fred's good, but he's not up to the standard, mate. Do you know what I mean? We've got him and bloody Barney Rubble playing in the centre of the park, mate, with Wilmer behind him. We need, you know, what the fuck's going on? Wilmer! Lindelof, mate, is who I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean? And to be fair, you know, Maguire's Betty, but she's all right. She's a bloody slab. No, actually, Maguire's Bam Bam. Bam! Anyway, the point is I'm making, we've not got good enough players. We've got bloody cartoon characters in the centre. They're not good enough. I'm sorry to say. I do think McTominay's a good player, and I really do think he's got a good future in terms of like being a squad player for us. Will he ever be like a Darren Fletcher for us? I don't think so, but I still think he can do a job for us, right? Fred can do a job for us too, but they're not starters in big key games, man. We're going in Europa League finals. We're going in against big crunch games, Manchester derbies, Liverpool fixtures, I know, Chelsea games. These key fixtures that are going to have a big impact to what happens to the rest of the season, then in my opinion, you need a bit better than that. You need better than Fred and McTominay. So CDM should be a key role. I fully agree with you guys. Okay, I'm going to ask you this question in the live chat, everybody. If you could sign a CDM for Manchester United this summer who's semi-realistic, you know, don't be saying Kante or any bullshit like that, because that's just not going to happen. But if you could sign somebody who's semi-realistic, who would you want to sign? Me personally, I would go with Sal at Atletico Madrid. Now, a lot of you will say Declan Rice. Some of you may say Wilfred Ndidi. That's a great shout too, but less realistic. Who else is there, guys? Who else? Let's just have a little bit of a brainstorm and a shortlist between us and see actually who else is there that we could possibly sign in that position. Souček's a good shout. Jonathan Gallagher, yes, at West Ham. Yeah, Zachariah, Dennis Zachariah, Ian Dawn. Yeah, I like it. G-Wolf says, we won't sign no CDM. Okay, fair enough. Well, Declan Rice is supposed to be, you know, top of Solskjaer's list in terms of signings for that position. Now, what I do like about that is he's homegrown and he's a good player. He's not a great player, in my opinion. He's basically the Slabby Maguire of CDM, that guy, in my opinion. He's good, but will he ever be absolutely great? Don't know. Probably not. He's good, but he's not great, in my opinion. Still, though, an improvement to our team, I think. But because of the Jesse Lingard link and the fact that he could go in the opposite direction, that actually is feasible. Like, that's a feasible deal that could happen, in my opinion. because it's not going to be a huge amount of money after Jesse Lingard's been put in there. It'd probably be like 50 million quid or something, 45 million quid plus Jesse, which is reasonable. You know, you don't want to pay 70 million for a player like Declan Rice. That's a rip-off. But that's his valuation right now because of the seasons he's had and because of his homegrown status and his age. I like his style there, Griffo Chaz. He says, Sander Berge is cheap and has great potential, but we need a player for now, so probably Rice or Saul. Yeah, Sander Berge, mate. Good player, good young player. Yeah, okay, yeah. We need a little bit more, don't we? I agree, Griffo Chaz, mate. What we doing? We don't want to be signing. We need to be signing some, you know, some Rafael Varane type player, mate. Some actual top draw, proven, world-class player to come in the slot in and improve your United starting 11 right fucking now. The K Cadet with a £2 super chat. Thank you so much, the K Cadet, for the £2 super chat. I appreciate that. He comments and he says, if we sign Sancho, is it the end for Martial at MUFC? What a great point. Maybe. It depends on what he wants to do. If he wants to still fight it out and try and fight for, say, the left wing spot, then happy days, because Rashford's not exactly massively proven in that position. I think Rashford is better in that position than Martial, and I think he's younger and therefore has more potential. But I still think Martial could, if he really wants, he could stake a claim to that position. The problem for Martial is he's not in Solskjaer's mind for the number 9 position, which might be where he wants to play. But he's not quite good enough there, I'm afraid. Sorry, Tony. You're a good lad. I think he's great out in the wide positions, running at people and creating issues that way, but I don't think he's got the natural movement, or just maybe it's just down to experience, because he's not played at number 9 a lot throughout his career. Maybe it's just down to the lack of experience, but he's had a good bit of time now, 18 months to play at that position, and I think we've seen in that time that he's not consistent enough, but also he's just not naturally a number 9, and that's not his fault. He's not played there that much. I think he's naturally a wider player. Somebody give a bit of space and let him run a play, get a ball in, maybe cut inside, have a shot from distance. He's that kind of player to me, and I think he's great, and I think he could actually rival Rashford for that left-wing position. And I'm all about the depth, baby. Oh, you know I'm all about that depth. No squad melting like we did in the Europa League final. What a shit bench. Imagine if we had a better bench next season where you have a player like Tony Martial to call upon. Now, I don't see him wanting to stay and be a second fiddle to Rashford at left wing. But what I'm saying is, what if he actually wants to batten it out and make it his own position? That's good. As long as you need competition for places, guys. If Rashford and Martial are fighting it out for that spot over there, then that's brilliant. If Rashford and Dan James are fighting out for that spot over there, Rashford goes, you know what? I'm a shoo-in. I'm definitely getting selected here, guys. There's no pigging way that Dan James is getting selected ahead of me, so I'm a shoo-in. Kind of like Wan-Bissaka over Brandon Williams right now. That's why it makes sense to get Trippier in, because Trippier gives us something like experience now that can help the team in the first 11 in certain games. But also he provides that competition for places, which is brilliant. So in my opinion, there is still a place for Tony Martial at United, even with Sancho coming in. I just think that he would have to take a secondary role. He would basically have to be that bit part number 9 player and also that bit part left wing player. Somebody, or right wing player. Somebody that just can come in across the front three whenever you need him. Kind of like a Danny Welbeck for us, guys. You remember Danny Welbeck when he was at the club? Sometimes he'd play up top. Sometimes he'd play in behind the striker. Sometimes he'd play out on the left. Like he was a utility player, basically. So I can see Martial being a utility player at United next season. Can I see him being a starter in the team? Not really, guys, because Rashford's ahead of him, in my opinion, and younger and better, has more potential on the left. Cavani's definitely ahead of him at striker for this season anyway. He may be getting older and leaving the club soon, but he's still ahead of Martial at striker. And then on the right, if you did sign Jadon Sancho, obviously he's ahead of him. There's no real discussions of Martial playing right wing, even though I think that could happen. So you've got Sancho, and then there's Greenwood as well. And in my opinion, all playing Tony Martial at number 9 does, as a second fiddle to Cavani, is hinder Mason Greenwood's development in that position. So it would be fantastic to see Martial play just on the left or in the wide positions, and then see Greenwood given that mantle of deputising for Cavani. That way, he's going to get great experience. He's going to get enough games. So I don't want to see Martial's inclusion in the squad hinder the development of a player like Diallo or a player like Greenwood. So I don't know, actually, mate. Ooh. Let's have a vote in the live chat, guys. Keep or sell? What's your thoughts on Tony Martial? There's over 100 of you legends in here this afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. Beautiful sunny day it is down south. I don't know about where you guys are at. It's hot as fuck right now. do us a favor and hit the thumbs up button. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on the video. Sin Game says Marcio is shocking at tracking back, which is now part of the game. Absolutely, yes, good point. And also what I don't like about Marcio is maybe he doesn't fit into that mold of a fighter. You look at like a player like, I don't know, Cavani or Bruno, and okay, it might not always work out for them on the pitch, but they always fight in trying to make it happen, and they always, you know, have the sort of right mentality. Like you see Edinson Cavani miss a chance, and he's sort of like, you know, ooh, I'll get it next time. You know, ooh, I'll get it next time. You know, he doesn't really let it affect him too much. He just like shrugs it off and moves on to the next chance. That's a very important skill to have. Whereas I think players like Tony Martial, maybe Rashford to a lesser extent, maybe Paul Pogba, sometimes if it all doesn't go immediately their way, if they miss an opportunity or they have a bad touch here or there, sometimes they can get a little bit bogged down mentally and they just like don't want to, you know, they just that's it. They're playing with a bit of a strop on. They're a bit stroppy and the head's gone. You know, and I've seen that quite a lot with Tony Martial, I must say. I don't ever, you know, sometimes he's tenacious as fuck, but most of the time he's quite timid out there. And a lot of the time he lets his head go, in my opinion. So yeah, but here we go. This is what you guys think in the live chat. Lots of votes coming in here. Sin Game says sell, 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 sell. Top Dog says sell. Giovanni Adams. Scujo1 says sell. Sell says Nikolai Lundqvist. Sell says Matthew Adateo. Holy crap. Keep says Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes is the only person here. Oh no, and Matthew Adateo, sorry, who said keep. That's quite interesting, guys. That's quite interesting. Do you know what I'm going to say keep as long as he's happy to play a squad role. Sell if he's not. I think depth is great. If you want to be a top team, if you want to be a Galactico team, you need a really good squad. You need a deep squad. And I'll tell you what, if we sold Tony Martial to Borussia Dortmund or anywhere else this summer, and then Rashford gets a bloody anterior cruciate ligament injury, we would be absolutely gutted that we didn't keep Tony Martial. So it's important to have depth. Think about that. Rashford gets an injury. Who plays left mid? Who plays left wing? Dan James, okay, that'd be shite. Amad Diallo, maybe I suppose he could play over on that side. He's, you know, be more used to playing on the right, but he could play over on that side. Yeah, it's gash, guys. You need depth. Paul Pogba, he might not be here after the end of the summer. So you do need depth, guys. So in my opinion, given the choice, if we're not just talking about being a team that's super budget, that has to sell players in order to bloody buy players, which we shouldn't be doing, but probably, knowing our owners and the Glazers and stuff, that is probably what we're going to have to do this summer to a degree. You know, knowing that fact, we probably will sell him this summer. But I do hope that we don't, because I think depth is important. The K Cadets of what we're going to do with Palistri and Alanga and Ahmad and Hannibal. We have some mad talent at the moment. Yeah, great young players perhaps being held back because of some of the players in front of them. But that's how it goes. You know, they are young. They've got to get their experience. I think a lot of these players will probably be loaned out the K Cadet. In fact, I think Galatasaray are interested in bringing Hannibal Mejbri in this summer, is what I heard, on loan for a season-long loan. Galatasaray, which is a really good level. I don't know if he'd consider that, but I think that'd be a baptism of fire if he could get into their team. And you know, have that first team regular football in Turkey, then that'd be a much better season than, say, playing for United's under 23s or playing for the reserves or any of that business. Realistically, you want to be playing in these tenacious physical games, you know, and in professional leagues with men. Like, it's all well and good playing the young'uns and all that sort of stuff, but the level's obviously lower. If you're going to experience and get experience, and if you're going to improve, you're going to have to raise your opposition and raise your level. And so I think a move for a lot of these players that you said in terms of a loan would make sense. Yeah, there's a lot of good young players at the squad. I don't know if Diallo is a player that I'd like to see go out on loan, though. I think we've paid a lot of money for him. I think he's in Solskjaer's plans for the squad, so I don't want to see him go out on loan. I think what he should do is basically be Sancho's backup next season. So Sancho's coming in, big money, right wing. Hopefully he's coming in anyway. Big money, right wing. Diallo could deputise for him in that position. Greenwood can deputise for Cavani in the striker position, and Martial and Rashford can tussle it out for left wing. That's how I look at it in my mind. So I think that would work out perfectly. We just have those two players in each position. Happy days. There's lots of quality there, lots of depth, good young players as well as some experience. So that actually is the perfect setup for me in terms of depth. And then the other players you mentioned, I'll probably let them leave. Hey there, Abdullah Irwin. How you doing? Thank you, Griffo Chaz. He says, subscribe to get the channel to 40k. Thank you, Griffo. Yes, we are very, very close, guys, to 40,000 subscribers. We're only a couple of hundred away, I think. Oh, shit. So if you are, So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. In fact, I can see Ryan Neeson. Thank you, Ryan Neeson. Sorry, I missed that dude. Ryan Neeson, Liam's brother. He's got a very particular set of skills. He's a really nice guy. But if you don't let him go, I will find you and I will kill you. That's my message to to Eddie Woodward if they don't get Jadon Sancho. Anyway, Alaves want Palistri again, says Bell691. There you go. So there may be some, you might see some of these young players sold. But more realistically, a lot of these young talents like Hannibal, we want to keep at the club because they're showing great potential. But also you want them to develop and get first team opportunities, which they probably won't get with the amount of numbers of players that we've got in the first team. So yeah, they'll have to be loaned out guys and get experience. Diane Vickers, it's Big God Bob here. I've had a sex change operation. Diane Vickers, don't know if you're legit, but if you are, congratulations. Rodney Currency, great work, bro. Keep it up. Thank you, Rodney Currency, mate. Dude, there's currency in that comment there, mate. Julian, by the way, how you doing as well? Good to see you. Thank you very much. Nice, we're only 20 likes away from 100 likes. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't done so, guys. That'll help us out and get us spreading the news. Start spreading the news. Sancho's signing today. No, he's not. He's not, guys. All right, so I'll just get into the news because we have got more people in here now. So I just want to tell you what's happened. So this is, Matthew Adateo has become a new patron of the channel, mate. Thank you very much for signing up on Patreon. Matthew Adateo, you legend, mate. Appreciate it. Hang on a sec. Thank you, Matthew Adateo. So this is the latest, guys. Fabrizio's come out a little while ago today and said that, as per reports by Bild, Manchester United reached an agreement with Sancho's camp on personal terms until 2026. Personal terms reported as agreed. This also happened last summer, so don't get your panties too bunched up too soon. Let's rein it in because it might not be anytime soon, but it is exciting. Hopefully, it can be sooner rather than later. Jadon is very happy. He's not creating any problem. So he's happy with the contract negotiations. He's happy with the terms. Jadon Sancho's camp have agreed personal terms with Manchester United. Negotiations have now started as well with Borussia Dortmund at €95 million price tag, but no agreement yet. Manchester United have lowballed them and gone in with what's understood to be about a €70 million offer, closer to 50 or 55, 60 million pounds, somewhere in that region, and Dortmund are understood to maybe have already rejected it or in the process of rejecting it and expecting further negotiation from Manchester United right now. But it also is reported that Manchester United now feel that the Sancho deal is a lot closer, and it's been reported far and wide that it's just, it's a matter of time really before Manchester United and Dortmund meet in the middle somewhere. Dortmund have a strict valuation of about £80 million, €100 million, and Manchester United should, in my opinion, go close to that. Now, should we take the piss and go in with a low ball offer like we have now? I mean, I suppose you've got to start the negotiations somewhere, but also you don't want to just go in there and pay the big money. So I think £75 million, £80 million, that's the sort of money Manchester United should be looking to pay. But of course you want to try and save a few million. So you do have a negotiation phase, of course. You don't want to just go in and say, hey, here's your 80 million that you want. No, you want to try and get him for 77.5 million at the very least. So you will see that happen, I think. You know what our board are like with the negotiations. But you never know. There is an outside chance. Some reports say that there's a chance that he could undergo a medical whilst away with the England camp and that you could see him sign on the dotted line whilst he is with England. So in the next few days, which I think is just preposterous. But it's feasible. Stranger things have happened. You could get a team out there. You could get the deal done. So it's very unlikely at the moment, guys. I'm giving it a 2% chance that happens. But overall, if you look at the chance of him signing for United before the end of the season, it's looking good. Everything's moving in the right direction. Everything was moving in the right direction last season too. And we all know that ended in tears. So, yeah, not cool. So that's the latest, guys, basically. Christian Falk from Bild reporting that the first official negotiations between Man United and Dortmund have taken place. But the first intended sum of money from United is too low again, just like last season. So that's the latest if you're just getting in here, guys, to give you the latest update. Thank you very much for everybody who's watching the stream. Get your thoughts and opinions in then. I'm going to stick around for a little bit and talk with this legendary community that is the Baker Brigade. So, yeah. Sulky Salmon, how you doing there? Hey there, Kieme says Sancho bid rejected, some YouTubers said. Yes, so there are some reports to say that the bid was rejected. So Christian Folk, they're basically saying that the offer's too low. So, I mean, initially when this news came out, it wasn't said, but essentially it's implied that the bid was rejected anyway, or would be rejected. So yeah, I think that's a fair summary to say that Dortmund rejected the bid, because it is a low offer from Manchester United, and it's not close to their valuation. They want about £80 million or €100 million for him. Sin Games comments, I just hope Dortmund don't want to sell Haaland and Sancho so we can get him next year. I just don't want him to go into our rivals. That will piss me off. Yeah. Hey, he's probably likely to sign for Man City or Chelsea. Facts are the facts, really. That's probably going to happen. And if you think about Harry Kane leaving Tottenham, he'll probably be signing for one of those teams also. So, yeah. United are going to be left behind in the striker position, I think, potentially. Maybe we've got our own gem in that position going forward in Mason Greenwood, deputising for Cavani for a season or two and taking over from him. Maybe we do. But at the same time, I mean, look at Haaland. Haaland's stats do not lie. His age, he's amazing. The only good thing that we have is that Solskjaer, of course, knows Haaland. Worked with Haaland at Molde. He has that Norwegian connection. But also, you know, his dad has that Man City connection and that Roy Keane snapping him and ending his career connection. So that's not good either. So it depends which way you look at it. In my opinion, they'll just go where the money is. If PSG are prepared to pay the money, more money in terms of contract and upfront fee and all that kind of thing, they'll go to PSG. If Man City are prepared to spend the most money on a weekly contract, they'll go to Man City. I honestly think they'll just go to the biggest contract offer, which won't be from Manchester United, I don't think. There are reports to say that Haaland would want about £400,000 a week, which I think for a player that age is preposterous. But actually, if you think about what he's added to the team and how good he could be in the future as well, maybe you do have to speculate to accumulate there. But yeah, great player. I'd love to see Man United sign him. Don't think it's going to happen because our other targets seem further up the priority list for Solskjaer right now, and maybe rightfully so, because Haaland would be huge money. And also, we've got, it's not the problem area of the team necessarily. As we said, the centre-back, the CDM, the right wing, even the right-back area could do with some depth. So we've got Cavani, we've got Greenwood and Martial up top there at the moment. I suppose there is some players there that we've already got. So it's not the key area. So I think he will go to one of these other teams we're talking about. Yeah, Top Dog says, why don't we sign the Dortmund scouting team? We basically already have, haven't we? They're basically our feeder club mate now. We started with Shinji there. Who else have we ever signed from Dortmund? Oh, Henrik Mkhitaryan. Yeah, he was at Dortmund, wasn't he? Was he? Yeah, right. So, and also, think about Haaland's a great player that they've developed. Sancho's a great player they signed and developed. Jude Bellingham is another great player they signed and developed. They're signing and developing players for us guys, aren't they? They're basically our feeder club. So they sign the player, they develop him for a few seasons, and then we buy him. I agree, Mikhail Kramer, your legend. He says defense is more a priority than attackers right now. 100% agreed. Abdullah Irwin says, for me, for Pogba, 50-50 keep or sell. Yes, if you can generate the money for him, he might want to leave the football club. There is some talks of that he might be on his way out because of the agent that he's got and the fact he's only got a year left on his contract. We were reporting yesterday that there were some understandings that United want to try and have a contract negotiation with Pogba sooner rather than later to try and get him signed up to a new deal. But they'll probably want too much money. They're probably aware they can get more money. His agent is a grubby little man, and they're aware that they'll be able to get more money by signing for another team in a year on a free transfer. Like, they won't have to pay that premium for the transfer fee, so the club can offer them more upfront and in terms of wages. So they might just wait it out for a year and leave on a free. It wouldn't surprise me. But if United want to avoid that situation, we do have to either sign him up to a new contract or let him leave right now and get, a reasonable amount of money for him, but not a huge amount of money because he's only got a year left on his contract. So, 40, 50 million, 60 million max? For a player like Paul Pogba is chump change. But then again, it's kind of like one for one. If you're losing a player like that for 60 million to say Juventus, but you are getting a player like Raphael Varane, who's another French international, who's another 28-year-old player, another player that is coming in on a free transfer, then, it swings and roundabouts in a way. You might be losing a player, but you're gaining somebody, probably a player that would actually help the team more, because that's the problem area of the team, and then we can go and sign somebody else in the midfield. So, yes, in my opinion, Pogba leaving wouldn't be the end of the world at all. Look, guys, I mean, okay, listen, this is how I'm going to say it. This season, Pogba's been pretty good for United. I would say he's been pretty good. I've enjoyed his contribution to the club and the season. But overall, the last 5 years, he's been fucking shit. That's right, I said it, guys. I said it. I didn't want to say it, I said it. He's been shite, guys. You know, we used to call him bloody Pogbrush in the centre of the park, mate. It's fucking useless. Honestly, for 3 or 4 years, he was fucking useless. So, in terms of, like, should he get a big bumper contract? I mean, Solskjaer seems to have got a lot more out of him, which I like. But, you know what I mean? He doesn't deserve a big bumper contract. Doesn't deserve a big new contract. Like, okay, maybe sign him up on the same deal or less. But they're not going to go for that. He's not worth giving 400 grand a week to or a big improved contract, man. Pogba leaving might just change the team for the better, says Sin Games. I agree with you, yep. Billy Sheeran, how you doing, Billy Sheeran, you legend? He says, afternoon pig, just taking a break from an interview prep, which is at 3 o'clock today. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Billy Sheeran. Thank you so much for getting in here. I really appreciate it. Yes, Billy, mate. Billy, mate. Good to see you. Not Billy, no, mates. Billy, mate. Pogba says Sin Games. Johnny Gallagher says, Annie, bro, Ollie's got our Champions League regularly. He's developed Luke Shaw and Mason right now. He's not afraid to play the youth. We've scored the most goals under Ollie Solskjaer. We are improving. Yeah, look at how he's actually improved the certain players like Luke Shaw, even Paul Pogba, as we were just discussing. Like, Pogba was able to play his best football, I think, in a United shirt under Solskjaer, which tells you everything, really. So, yeah. And it is kind of frustrating, Pogba's contribution to United. Like, I don't know if anybody saw the Bulgaria game the other night. I didn't. I watched some of the highlights and stuff, and just a lot of what people said. And people said that he absolutely ran the game, was given all this creative freedom. I would say he's playing against fecking Bulgaria there, though. Like, no disrespect, but they don't have Berbatov these days, mate. They don't even have fucking Petrov or nobody, mate. But Bulgaria's shit, guys. Sorry, any Bulgarians in the live chat, but right now it's not a good time for Bulgarian football. Just gonna say it, okay? So Pogba doing bits against Bulgaria, yeah, it's kind of impressive. It's kind of story of Paul Pogba's United career, really. Does it in some of the meaningless games, but some of the bigger games, the more important games, are against bigger opposition. He goes bloody missing. So it's one thing to do it against Bulgaria, but you know that don't impress me much. Is what I'm saying. Pogba is good on FIFA, though, says Sin Games. He is. In 5 years, we haven't got a CDM next to Pogba, says Annie, bro. It's a disgrace, isn't it? What about the centre-back? Dude, you can argue, okay, we have signed centre-backs. Bailly's been here for 5 years. Maguire, £80 million. Lindelof, 29 million. We have signed centre-backs, but you can argue we've still got that same problem since Fergie was here. Since Fergie left and Vidic and Rio left. Since then, we have actually had a really bad problem centre-back, whether it's Smalling and Phil Jones playing there, or Johnny Evans, or, you know, okay, some of these players are actually decent, and maybe they'd actually been better off staying at United for us. But it's still not good enough. We still should have, like, a Rio and Vidic there, which is what I always hark back to, so yeah. Hey there, Shazad Ahmed, you legend. What's going on? Thank you for subscribing, Gordon Martins. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you, Jonathan Rules, for subscribing as well. Nearly at 100 likes. Thank you, guys, for smashing that thumbs up button. You're awesome. Nice one. Okay, so yeah, get your thoughts and opinions in quickly. I'm just going to literally stay here for 2 minutes, but get your thoughts and opinions in about the Sancho deal. I'll bring you all the latest breaking news on the channel when it happens, whether it's Jadon Sancho, you know, or Varane, or any other news that's coming up over the next couple of days. We do have the Euros. Obviously, we're going to be doing watch-alongs for all the Euro games, and because of the Euros, there might not actually be all that much transfer movement. You might see something up until the Euros like this, because it seems like United are currently negotiating with Dortmund. Whether or not they're going to go back and have an immediate renegotiation with Dortmund and try and get the deal done before the Euros is unknown. It's very unlikely, but it's unknown. So there might be a little bit more movement in regards to that, but we'll see. If not, then we'll cover all the latest transfer news that's going on over the Euros and over the summer, and of course be covering all of the European Championships as well. Get in there, my son. Okay then, guys. Top Dog says loan the Glazers out. That would be a good move. Crikey, look at all the mods in the live chat, mate. I've definitely added too many mods. We've got too many mods. Too many mods. Who wants to relinquish their mod? Kate Cadet? You didn't even want to be a mod, did you? I'm just saying, let me know, guys, because we've got too many mods. Too many mods. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there actually, guys. But thank you very much for tuning into the video. Appreciate everybody who's got in here. You know, you're all legends. Thank you so much. Keep the debate going after the video's finished. Come back and have your say. Click the like button. Let's get this puppy to 100 likes if you haven't done. And yeah, Sin Game says, I think forget signings because whatever those Glazer mounts do, it will be too little too late. Hashtag Glazers out. Hashtag where the fuck are the protests? Great point, mate. Great point. Yeah, I think this is what they're going to try and do this summer. They're actually going to try and invest in the side a little bit. They probably will sell a couple of players to help with their spending, but they'll probably spend quite a good bit of money this summer on players and try and appease the fan base. That's all they can really do. And we'll still hate them for it, but at least we'll say, fair enough, they've actually given us and Solskjaer the tools he needs to do the job at least. But yeah, don't ever get away from the fact that the Glazers are complete scum, guys, and they're useless. And they really don't help or benefit this club whatsoever in terms of like the football, you know, actually overall they just used it to get money for themselves basically, obviously in terms of like the facilities and the recruitment process and who's actually in charge, people like Woodward and stuff. They've been very lackluster in all areas. Really. The only area I suppose you can't really criticise them on is the amount of money that they've spent on players. But they've not spent it well, that's the point. And just allowing these people like Matt Judge and Woodward to be unaccountable for their bad management of the club, bad recruitment of the players at the club, I think is just goes to show you that they don't really care. Because if they did care, I think probably a few years ago they'd have sacked off Ed Woodward. Me, myself and I think, hey, take a backseat role in the financial department, mate. Go and get us some commercial deals with bloody Nissin Noodles or whatnot. Don't be actually recruiting players for the club and having any input into that process. That's how I would have viewed it. So I do think they don't really care. They don't really care. I think you can see that by just a lack of investment in key seasons. Like last season, we have Champions League football. Now's the time to invest. And they don't. They seem to invest only when we don't have Champions League football because just to try and get us competitive in the Champions League to keep that Champions League money coming in. Those are the sad facts. And they have sponsorship deals which are literally based on having Champions League football. You get extra money if you're in the Champions League as opposed to not. So, yeah, you know, it's a disgrace. Glazers out, says Premot. Cheers, Scoojo1. Well, that's the latest update anyway, guys. Thank you. He says, I'll go back to watching the last 20 minutes of your FIFA stream. Legend, Kayam. Yeah, thank you so much. That's all the latest in regards to Sancho anyway. I will bring you the latest breaking news as it happens. The Cake Cadet says, I'm happy to drop my mod status, but I don't want to be kicked out of the mod chat. Oh, no, that's fine, mate. Yeah. No, that's it. If anybody of you want to volunteer, I'm not making you give up your thing. I won't take it off anybody kicking it. I'm just saying if anybody of you want to volunteer to give it up. Because as you can see, look at that. Eddie O2's just got in the gaff as well. How you doing, Eddie? And it is a sea of blue out there, mate. And guess what? This is a Man United channel. We don't want any dirty Chelsea colours on there, guys. What's going on? Exactly, Shazad. Pig should make a mod rotor for the mods. Well, no, the actual thing is the other night there was literally loads of people in here in one stream. We had to add a couple more mods. Sometimes you do need a lot of mods when there's hundreds of people in here. But other times, it's clear that you don't. Get in there. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Big God Bob says, Diane Vickers, okay then, Big God Bob, no worries, Diane, thank you. The Top Dog and Jonathan Gallagher, the Cake Cadet, Eddie O2, Shazan Ahmed, Bell, King Face, the Cake Cadet, Eddie O2, Jonathan Gallagher. Yeah, so I probably would have to have a chat with you guys about taking some mods away. Thank you, Bell. He says, come on, guys, let's hit 100 likes. Thanks, guys. I'm going to leave it there then. You're all legends. Thanks for watching the stream. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We'll be back later with some news, guys. And with the FIFA stream tonight as well this evening for the reward show. So get your notifications pressed. Smash that bell icon like your name is Quasimodo. Esmeralda, the bells. And I shall see you later on. Thanks, guys. Okay, come back in a few minutes and get your say in the not live comments as well. And let me know your thoughts on the Sancho deal. And do you think it's going to happen before the Euros? Could that potentially be a thing? Or is it just another long, drawn-out negotiation tactic from Manchester United? Have your say. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. This is the big like, subscribe, and comment. Follow the social medias. You can see it in the just there. Oh, what the hell's happened there, guys? Has that been like that the whole time? No, it hasn't, has it? Don't tell me that chair was there like that. No. Anyway. That looks like shit. All right, guys, I'll see you in a bit. Thanks for tuning in. This is the big back later in your life. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, guys. It's only 1:54. I don't know what I'm doing up at this time. Body clock slowly getting sorted. Happy days. See you later, guys. Enjoy. I'll give you all the latest news as and when it breaks and as and when it happens. No bullshit, just the latest goings on. No fabricated guff. Just covering all the latest, reputable sources when there is news that comes out. So, hope you enjoy the stream. Have a good one. I'll see you soon. This is Big. Take it easy.